Every single time I go on my phone and refresh that thing, boom, there it is. How many subscribers we have now, it just blows me away. Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB and this video is for you. Garage Gear has officially passed the 100,000 subscriber milestone and we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you very much for coming back week after week for all the best tips and tricks to survive life in and out of the garage. And who would have thought that this two-car garage would become the studio that now houses over 100,000 subscribers? Officially, as of the filming of this video, we have 262,000 subscribers. That's crazy. It's like a little hit of dopamine every time I refresh it. Here's a few cool Garage Gear channel facts for you. As of the filming of this video, we have over 22 million channel views, followed by 1,200,000 watch hours recorded. And as I check out our audience statistics, 92% of our channel viewers are male and 8% are female. Gotta show the ladies the love. Interestingly enough, I had a few people years ago comment and say, hey, why are you saying guys and gals? This channel's only for guys. Well, 8% out of 100,000 is 8,000 viewers. So 8,000 viewers of ours are female. So I am more than appreciative of the 8,000 women watching this channel. Ladies, thank you very much for being part of the tribe. Now 65% of Garage Gear viewers come from the United States. About 25% come from Canada, and others chime in from Australia, Norway, the UK, Sweden, Finland, Germany, New Zealand, and many others. It's pretty awesome that this garage has made its way across the world. The channel now has over 530 videos, and a little fun fact that I learned, a channel that has over 100,000 subscribers usually has about 400 videos in their video library. So it kind of looks like we fit that statistic. And here's another interesting channel fact, over 32,000 comments across all those videos, of which most of them I have responded to. I try my very best to get back to everybody within 24 hours, but if the views start getting crazy, it can get a little complicated, and I do my best to get back to people as soon as I can. Sometimes some comments do escape me, which is rare, and just so everybody knows, I'm usually checking my comments first thing in the morning when I'm eating my breakfast. It's just my thing. It's usually when I have time, really. So just know, as I'm responding to you, I'm probably eating eggs at that moment. Usually scrambled. And if I get an overwhelming amount of comments, I usually try to get back to everybody later in the day. I always appreciate it when I reach out to a fellow YouTuber and they get back to me, so I do my best to get back to you. Of course, all of this couldn't have been done alone. The Garage Gal plays a major role in all of this. Growing this channel has really become a second job for me. And when you're trying to start a business, a lot of sacrifices have to be made, including times away from her, late nights working on all this. And in the last year or so, she said, okay, I have to help you with all this. This is getting out of hand. It was really becoming more than one person could handle alone. So her and I started filming all the YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, and TikToks together, and then she goes on and edits them and posts them. Then I go ahead and film and edit all the long form content, which is a big undertaking in itself. So her stepping up and handling all the other content is a huge blessing. Isn't she the best? Everyone, please do me a favor. Like this video, for the Garage Gal, not for the algorithm, not for me, but for her. Without her love and support, this channel wouldn't be half of what it is today. And sometimes some of your comments will really crack her up. So if you put a smile on her face, you're putting a smile on my face. Now here's some questions that came up on a recent community post that I put up. So let's get into them. Daniel Griner, 3288 says, why did you start the channel and what was your initial inspiration? That's a good question. Well, the channel started in 2019. And the reason it started was because I'm outside in my garage all the time. You can ask any of my neighbors, they're walking up and down the street or across the street or wherever, they will see me out here all the time. And every so often, people will come up to me and ask me, hey, how do you do this with your lawn? How do you make your snowblower throw twice as far and never clog so I can shoot it across the street at my neighbors? And how do you cut your lawn this way? And how do you put lawn stripes down? And all these things, all these questions would come up all the time. And so I talk to people. And I have no problem taking time out of my day to help people and talk to them and show them how things are done. But the problem was that was taking time away from the Garage Gal and other things that we were doing. And it started to become kind of cumbersome. It really just started drawing away from my day. So what ended up happening was my wife, for many years actually, said, why don't you just start a YouTube channel? And I was always like, no, like I just didn't care to, and I guess I should have listened. But you know what ended up happening was I said, all right, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and I'm gonna create videos on all the things that I do around my yard and the garage. And then when somebody asks, how do I do this? I'm just gonna share that video with them. That way I don't lose time. And that really was the thing, because I was losing an hour here, an hour there, an hour here, an hour there, 2 hours here. And you don't get that time back. So it really became a time suck. I need to get that time back. So by creating videos and just passing them out to people, it started to save me time. So I started making all these videos, and then in November of 2019, one of my videos caught fire with the YouTube algorithm. And what ended up happening was the West Coast was getting pounded with snow and the East Coast wasn't getting anything. And the video that I made, how to make your snowblower throw twice as far and never clog, I'll link that down below in the description. That video caught fire. And I'm sitting there at work and my phone's just going da-ding, 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 da-ding. It's buzzing like crazy. And I'm getting all these comments and I'm like, whoa, like, we got a viral video here. This is pretty cool. So I started looking into it more and I was like, holy smokes, this video is like kind of blowing up the channel. It's kind of taking people to other videos. This is really cool. And so I said, wow, maybe we have something here. Maybe this could become something. From there, the channel just started growing faster than I could almost keep up with it at the time. And so what ended up happening was a good friend of ours, his name's Adam Krudinger, and he has a puppetry channel. He's a teacher in a nearby school district, and I found out that he had a channel on YouTube with many, many, many subscribers. And he had been on YouTube for quite a while now, so he kind of knew how things ran. And so what ended up happening was he said, hey, I'll give you a call and we can talk about all this and answer any questions you may have about YouTube. And I said, great. So I got on the phone with him and I was on the phone with him for like 2.5, almost 3 hours. And he laid it all out for me. He told me how to set up all my videos and told me how to set up all my pages on YouTube. And he gave me everything. The time spent with him was so incredibly valuable that I owe him a lot. Thank you, Adam. He really helped me grow garage gear into what it is now. And he also told me, he's like, you got to start making at least one video a week. And I said, okay. And he said, it's going to help with the algorithm and it's going to help your subscribers keep coming back. So I said, cool, I can handle that. And so I started making videos on just everything I was kind of doing in the garage. And from there, it just grew and grew and grew. Now, where did the garage gear name come from? Well, that's an interesting story because the garage gal and I were sitting by our pool one day and we were coming up with channel names. And originally we were going to call the channel JB's Garage. And in one of my videos, one of my first videos, I actually mentioned it. Welcome to JB's Garage. I think it was the video on how to install heated hand grips on a snowblower. And I was looking on YouTube and there were a couple other channels named JB's Garage or Garage JB, something along those lines. So I was like, no, that's not gonna work because those names are already taken. And then we were both sitting there and we were talking and I was like, well, it's all about the gear in the garage. And then I'm pretty sure she said, hey, why don't you just call it Garage Gear? And then from that moment, bam, it stuck. And then she went ahead and created this logo, which we've had pretty much since day one. So this was all her, guys. So that's how it all kind of got started. So thank you very much, Daniel, for your question. Small Block 412, my man. He says, what's your personal favorite topic you like to cover in a video? Product reviews. I'm a firm believer that we never stop learning. And every time I get a new snowblower, lawnmower, edger, trimmer, you name it, whatever piece of equipment makes its way into this garage, even old equipment that I'm fixing or something, maybe I'll do a review on that. I always learn something about it. And I was really excited to learn about the new Aaron's engine. So things like that kind of get me excited and are part of the big reason why I do this week after week, because I'm having fun doing it. I'm learning something every single time I make a video. It allows me to make better comparisons between products, and I also get to try out new stuff, which is pretty cool. So thanks for your question, Small Block. Greatly appreciate you and all your comments over the years. Whitey in Vermont. Yeah, he's been around since the beginning. He says, what do you teach and where do you teach? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I am a teacher. I've been teaching for about 15 years now, and I originally was teaching phys ed and health, but I teach personal training at a vocational school, specifically Orleans Niagara BOCES, the Niagara Career and Tech Center. I teach students how to become personal trainers at gyms, at rehab centers, on cruise ships, you name it. I teach them how to conduct fitness sessions and teach others how to live a healthier lifestyle. Basically, I'm training trainers all day long. And I prepare them for certification exams, teach them new exercises all the time, teach them how to do fitness testing, teach them how to maintain clients and set up a business. We have a lot of fun. It's a fun program. I enjoy doing it. And fitness has always been a passion of mine. And the Garage Gal and I still do fitness classes till this day. And if you want to check it out, Fit Like a Gladiator is our fitness page on Instagram and Facebook. I know it seems funny because it has nothing to do with everything I'm doing here in the garage. And you would think I'm teaching like small engine repairs or something like that. But we actually have a conservation program at that school that I teach at. And I'm in that classroom a lot. I'm always talking to the teacher and learning new things about small engines. So I find that really interesting. And when I do fitness all day at school and then fitness classes at night, the garage stuff is kind of a getaway for me. This is kind of where I have a little fun doing something different. So when you're doing something all day long, you need to get away from it once in a while. And this garage is kind of like my getaway oasis. I personally learned how to do all this lawn care and small engine stuff back when I was in college when I had my landscaping business. So there you go, Whitey in Vermont. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much for your question. Brandon Burback says, hope I pronounced that correctly. He says, how do you map out your videos? How do you film them start to finish or capture specific shots and rearrange them later? And what do you do when you get grease on the cameras? And how does your day job revolve around what is included with YouTube? That's a lot there. So let's start unpacking all this. So first thing says, how do you map out your videos? Well, every video starts with the topic and title. And I have some apps on my computer and I can kind of research titles and kind of see what's gonna do well with the algorithm and kind of get views, but it's also gotta be a topic that I wanna talk about. Basically what I'll start out with is the title, and then from there, I'll start generating a script. And every video has a script. Basically, it's more or less a list of things I have to cover, because if I miss something, I'm gonna hear about it in the comments, and I wanna make sure I cover as much as I can. After I finish scripting out the video, I'm basically ready to film. And scripting takes about an hour, filming takes about an hour to 2 hours, sometimes 3, depending on what exactly I'm doing. If I'm fixing a piece of equipment, those videos typically take a little bit longer, only because I have to go step by step. From there, 2-3 hours of filming, it goes on to editing, and I do all my editing myself. I don't pay an editor at this time, so that takes me about a good 4 or 5 hours to edit a video. I have hours of footage, and I condense it down to 8 minutes. That's a lot. So each video basically takes me about 10 hours start to finish. After I finish editing it, from there it goes up to YouTube and processing the video up on a YouTube page. That takes in itself about another hour to upload it. So start to finish, about 10 hours per video. Even if it's a short video, maybe 5 minutes long, that video itself probably took me about 6-7 hours to complete, start to finish. Now, as far as filming goes, basically what I'll do is I'll take, for example, a snowblower, and I'll put the snowblower down and I'll get all my B-roll shots, which is the shots that you see like overlaying on top of an edited video. So you hear me talking right now, but if I were to play a clip over myself right now, that's B-roll. So I'll take B-roll shots, lots of B-roll shots first, because it's clean, it's standing right in front of me, and I'm basically setting things up. So I'll shoot all my B-roll videos first, get those done. Maybe I'll get my thumbnail for the YouTube page done quick too. And then from there, I start going down my script and making sure I'm covering all my topics, my intro, and then maybe I'm talking about the engine, and then maybe the auger size, or whatever I'm talking about. Boom, 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 I just start going down the list. From there, once the video is done being filmed, if I missed any shots, I'll get those at the end. Sometimes I do forget to catch certain things, so I may have to come back the next day after I started putting things into the computer and editing them out. That only happens once in a while. Maybe I forgot something popped up in my brain and like, oh shoot, I should have done that. There you go. So that's how that goes. So now as I film my videos, I'm usually taking shorter clips, because to be honest with you guys, I stutter and I stammer all damn day. Like, I make mistakes left and right. And I want to crank out quality content and things that are easy for people to understand with a good flow to them. But there's a lot of times where I'll be just going down the information of a product and I'll just blah, blah, blah. I'll start talking like I have quarters in my mouth, and I just can't seem to get the information out right. That being said, I may have to do a lot of edits and things like that to make sure that I get the words just right. Next question is, what do you do when you get grease on your cameras? I get grease on this GoPro a lot because this thing I'm constantly handling. This thing gets pushed about 200-300 times per video that I'm filming. So I get greasy fingers on this thing all the time. I do my best to avoid the screen, but it does get all over the start-stop button like crazy, maybe on the handle. I get grease on everything. So no matter how many gloves I go through and paper towels I use, I always seem to get grease on my camera, especially anti-seize. This is the worst. I think everybody can agree with me that this gets on everything. This stuff's deadly when it starts getting on the camera. So I try my best to really be cautious when I'm using greases and stuff like anti-seize when I'm filming. And then the last piece was how your day job includes your YouTube. Well, basically, like I said earlier, I'm answering comments in the beginning of my day as soon as I wake up and eat breakfast. And then from there, I have a long drive to work. So I'm usually on my way to work, I'm listening to videos on how to do YouTube better. A couple years ago, I was like, you know what, I'm getting tired of listening to music every day. Maybe I want to learn some more. I said, well, why don't I learn how to do YouTube better? Whether it's through doing titles better or video descriptions or just getting different shots certain ways. I'm listening to podcasts and things on YouTube. I listen to a lot of Think Media videos. They're really good. Videos like that, I'm listening to on my drive in so that way I can perform better on YouTube. When I'm at work, usually on lunch, I'm usually responding to a couple comments, maybe if I miss them, or I'm researching a topic. Then when I get home, I'm usually editing. And that's the big thing during the school week. So I try to film my videos on Saturdays, and I'll give you a quick little rundown. So usually it starts on like Thursday, Friday night. I'm getting a title and a topic together for the following week. And I will script the video out on like Thursday and Friday. And then I will film the video on Saturday, maybe catch any last clips on Sunday. And then Monday's pretty much my edit day. So I get home from work and I'm bam, right on the computer, just immediately editing. The garage gal's busy, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna edit. And I usually get through a bunch of the editing on Monday, finish it up on Tuesday, upload it on Wednesday and take care of all that. And then pretty much we just repeat the cycle and it keeps going and going and going. Now, when I'm on summer vacation from school or a holiday break, I'm catching up on videos and trying to get ahead. I really do my best to crank out my videos and get them out as fast as I can on my vacations. And then sometimes I'm filming 2 videos or 3, so I'm trying to crank out more. And especially on summer vacation, I'm filming 2 videos a week. So very, very busy. So thank you very much for your questions, Brandon. Outdoors with Jay Ronnie says, can we get the garage gal out for some Q&A? That's a tough one because as much as I'm working, she's working. And as I'm filming this video right now, she's working with a girl in a group home who's deaf. The garage gal's really good at sign language. And so she's out with somebody at a group home right now who's deaf, working with them, taking them out, having some fun with them. So she's busy, I'm busy. Getting her on camera is really tough because our schedules don't always align. We're very busy people. Would I like to get her out for some Q&A? Absolutely. I think that'd be awesome. And I think she really enjoys it. She loves being on camera. And the video that she did recently where she chose a snowblower at Home Depot, she had a lot of fun with that. So I know she has fun with it, but her and I are just extremely busy. Thanks for your comment and your question there, Outdoors with Jay Ronnie. Next question by Strickland325 says, what's in the hobby cabinet? You mean this one? This cabinet. All right. Here's the deal, Strickland. I can't go over this today. Not in this video at least, because there is so much in here that if I were to go over it, it would totally draw the attention away from what this video is about, which is you guys. Do I think we should go over what's inside that cabinet? Absolutely. But we'll save that for another day. There's so much in there too that it would probably take me well over an hour to go over it all. I think we're gonna have to save that whole thing for another time. I know that's not the answer you want to hear, but I think we'll get to it at some point in the near future. So Strickland, thank you very much for your question. Thank you to all those that sent questions my way. Now the big question is, where's the channel headed? Well, the sky's the limit. And my goal still remains the same, to give you the best tips and tricks to survive life in and out of the garage. I'm actually trying to learn as much as I can right now about engines and engine oil at the moment. I'm finding this all kind of really interesting and staying up to date with all the latest equipment out there. If you would have told me 6 years ago that I would be now a YouTuber, I would have laughed at you. I really just went on YouTube just to get more information about whatever it was I was fixing around the house, or maybe fixing something in the garage, or whatever it may have been. So YouTube to me just really was a tool to fix things. And that's what I want to be for all of you, a resource. And here we are now, and I remember back to the summer of 2019, and I got my first dozen subscribers, and I was like, yes! I thought it was so cool. And till this day, I still think it's cool. Every single time I go on my phone and refresh that thing, boom, there it is. How many subscribers we have now, it just blows me away. You out there are the reason why I keep cranking out videos week after week here on YouTube. And here it is, direct from YouTube, our 100,000 subscriber silver play button. Pretty cool. This means the world to me, and you guys mean the world to me, because we wouldn't be here looking at this without all of you. Jeez, the shine. The question is, where are we hanging this thing? Might have to move some things around up there to get it up there, but we're gonna get it in this space somehow. Check that thing out. That is beautiful. Big thank you to all my family and friends, and even my neighbors, for dealing with all my insane antics out in the garage and in the driveway. Thank you. Whether you're purchasing the rust-proofing course, stickers, hoodies, t-shirts, checking out my video descriptions, clicking affiliate links and supporting the channel that way, sharing videos with friends and family, or just checking out videos week after week, you are all greatly appreciated. Thank you everyone for supporting Garage Gear. Garage Gear would not be here if it wasn't for this amazing community, so thank you very much everyone. And remember, if you're feeling the vibe and you want to be part of the tribe, subscribe. For more cool Garage Gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.